Hey everybody, Richard Neese here with Weichert Realtors, a Space Place, and welcome to the first edition of 2019 Real Estate Rundown. We appreciate you guys getting on here. We got Jeremy Besley, Francis Gill, Felicia Buchanan, my wife Catherine Neese, Nick Lee, Teresa Gill, and my lovely co-host Dominic Gill. As most of you know, if you haven't ever watched the Real Estate Rundown before, if you're tuning in for the first time, thank you. We appreciate you guys getting on here. Please like, please share, and please comment. The Real Estate Rundown, we started almost 2 years ago now as a way to give you information as a consumer. We want to make you a better buyer, a better seller. If you're an investor, we want to bring experts on. We want to have conversations about real estate so you can get better at the things I just mentioned.
Right.
So we got a bunch of folks on here: Anthony Hamby, Joe Johnson, Aaron Ayers, Richard Bailey, Becky Gray. Thank you guys so much. Bruce Vick. This is the first time we've been on live on Facebook in a while for the rundown.
It's been a little
Christmas
while.
holidays and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then just transitioning between new locations
Absolutely.
on studio locations, not actual office locations. So
Yeah.
we're working on the new studio. This is just temporary right now.
That's
We're going to go back to the old format. It's going to be revamped, spruced up a little bit. So this is just
That's
for
right.
tonight.
So we had our first radio show this morning as well for 2019. If you guys aren't familiar, we also do a radio show at 10 a.m. on WKUL 92.1 as the same name, Real Estate Rundown. And we cover similar content. We try not to make it the same for the radio show and then for the Facebook Live show, but we also stream that live too. We just
Yeah.
want to put out mass amounts of information to help you guys get to a better place. Brenda Drake, Megan Hollingsworth, Pauline Cotton, Sandra Rainwater, thank you guys so much. You know, it's the first show of the 2019. I've said that about 4 times now.
Yeah.
And every time you get in January, the first week or so, everybody's talking about goals. But you also have a ton of things going on tradition-wise over the Christmas holiday as well as New Year's. Do you guys have anything that you do in the Gill family or in your family in general for New Year's traditions?
For New Year's, we're still celebrating Christmas. So
That's right.
Anyone who knows me knows that I try to be a good practicing Catholic who tries to follow with the different seasons of the Catholic
right.
Church. And so while most people celebrate Christmas, I'm actually celebrating Advent. So
Correct.
our Christmas starts on technically December 24th in the evening, and
Right.
that's whenever we actually start with the Christmas celebration on everything. So Christmas is still fresh for me.
That's right. Yeah, we get the whole Christmas season. And actually, I know Ron Jr. on WKOL, he talked about that a little bit, and that's why he extends the Christmas music. I know everybody's ready to shut it off, but
Yeah.
he extends the Christmas music at least into the new year. And that's why last week on the radio show, we had that Christmas season stuff going on as well.
Mhm.
So that's something that I think is pretty nice. They're doing that. But you also have traditions. You guys have the tradition of setting New Year's resolutions, New Year goals. You
Yeah.
guys do that?
I'm pretty sure that's not just a Catholic thing on that one.
Well, I didn't specify on that, but yeah.
Right, absolutely. I've been goal setting.
Hey, thanks, Mike. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah, well, I've been goal setting now for since I was a teenager.
Yeah.
About what different things to do. Some years I did better than others,
Yeah.
but for the most part, I find that the more goals that I set for myself, the more productive my year is going to be overall. Some goal setting tips is make sure everything's measurable. That's kind of a big deal.
That's important.
You're saying I'm going to lose weight. That's not really a goal. That's
You
an
can
ideal.
lose that today.
That's an ideal.
Yeah. Water weight, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, I mean,
especially after the holidays, that once you go on a diet for a week, you get all that sugar out of your system, everything. You can drop a good bit, and you feel good about
That's right.
yourself. But it's that goal of keeping track and following up with your goal and creating schedules and different things that's going to actually push you farther and tracking
Yeah.
your goals is important.
Well, if you know me, you know that goal setting is pretty big for
No.
me. Over the past 5 years, especially since I started in real estate, it really got even more fine tuned. Starting your own business, you've got to have goals, goals for income, goals for expenses, hiring new people, growth, efficiency, family time. I mean, there's so many things that you can set goals for and track. and be held accountable. My wife holds me accountable for family time pretty regularly. She tells me to put down the phone, take some time to spend with the family, because that's important. It's very important. You got to remember what you're working for. But you also have the business side goals. So typically what I do, I get really, really excited. My goal setting period is not late December. It's actually
weekly, daily.
Well, it is, but my big goal is I typically set October 31st. I start looking at that. Over the November month, oh no, I took the brakes off. Chris, we've missed you. I'll say that.
Yeah,
Chris
absolutely.
Cotton, and we've got to get you on the show here. Maybe next week. We'll kind of see how your schedule lays out for you. But the goal setting starts for me in November. I try and put out some big goals because, as you guys know, in real estate, it typically takes 30 to 45 days to close a house unless it's a cash deal. So if you don't have your goals set and everything in place by December 1st, you're already behind the power curve.
Absolutely.
And a lot of businesses are like that. Some have longer sales cycles, some shorter. But it's important to know your business and then start making those trackable goals. And I start with a big goal of a year, and then I start breaking it down into quarters, and then monthly, all the way down to daily, how many activities I need to do, how many people I need to contact and follow up with, that sort of thing. And having those small successes are so important to me because, in real estate, one day you can have 5-6 contracts, and the next day all 5 of them can fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to be able to control some things. You can't
or while
always
you're
control
trying to keep those together, you'll end up closing 3 of them, of the 5, and then because you're so focused on closing them and not busy farming and going on do things that you have nothing else in your pipeline, which was the story of my real estate career.
So Barry Willingham has some good advice. Remind everyone to pay their taxes. Please pay your taxes. He said he has about 5,000 parcels still outstanding. It goes up 5%, or it goes up $5 plus 1% after midnight. So if you guys haven't paid your taxes, make sure you pay them. I hope you're not talking about me, Barry. I'm going to go check that in a few minutes. I'm pretty sure I've paid them.
He's talking about me for sure.
But
I haven't done mine yet.
And that gives a great segue into something a lot of people don't really think about with the taxes side. Because if you have a mortgage with a bank, obviously, if you have a mortgage, typically they pay the taxes in escrow. So you don't have to worry about it. They take that out every month and pay it at the end of the year. Whereas if you have investment properties, they usually don't do that.
No.
I've seen it before, but it's very
a
rare.
lot of traditional loans don't have escrow built into
Right,
it.
exactly.
And all of your government insured ones typically do. I haven't seen one that hasn't. They usually include that in there on there. So
that's right, and they want to protect so that a lien doesn't come up later on. And hey, thank you, Barry. We appreciate that. We've had Barry on several times to talk about taxes and how homesteads work and things like that. So it's important to know that because you can actually get a lien put on your property even though you're paying the bill if you don't pay the taxes. So anyways, 2 years ago we started the Real Estate Rundown for that very reason. We want to bring professionals on, experts in their field, to tell you about different things, whether it's a lender. We've had tons of lenders on, home inspectors, insurance agents. We had Barry on, the revenue commissioner. We've had attorneys come on to talk about foreclosures, tax sales, pretty much everything you can think of as far as real estate related. I mean, it's been a lot of fun.
Oh, no, absolutely. It's been a lot of fun. And if anyone out there watching right now feel that they have the services that they would like to get out there,
us.
let us know. We're always looking to add new flavors to the show to kind of help good people get to a better place.
We need to get somebody on here that does landscaping so we can talk about the importance of curb appeal.
I got somebody in mind.
Oh, you do? I figured you might. That's one of the Gill family members, I'm pretty sure.
No, you don't want this guy.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Nick. We appreciate it, brother. We got Matt Townsend. We were just talking about lenders. Rebecca Gill, Megan Smith, Tammy Johnson, Kathy Lawrence. Thank you guys so much for getting on here. Wendy Sack, Shirley Arnett, Dustin Hembry, Crystal Owens, a ton of folks. Please share. Please like. Please comment. We want to answer your questions. We can answer them live. If you want to inbox us or something like that, if you've got an idea for a show that would help you, or maybe you learned a lesson the hard way and you think that it's something we should point out, please contact us. We want to give you the information that people are craving. Because if you have a question, it's just like in school. I guarantee you 5 or 6 people, 50 people, 100 people have that same question, and you may be able to save them some heartache.
Just that one person raised their hand on it. Didn't even go to school, and I knew that one.
That's right. So so we talked about this a little bit on the show today on the radio show, and then we actually had a first time on the show. We had a call in, which we usually don't do. Ron Jr. just put it on us, but it was actually Javon Daniels, who is he works with Coleman Caring for Kids, which I'm a board member of. And I don't know if you guys know about this, but they actually had a pretty rough past couple of weeks with all the rain and stuff that's been happening. They actually had their entire basement flooded. I think they said 3.5 inches of water down there. And I mean, you start thinking about that. That's not a huge deal in some cases, but now they've gotten a lot of the water out, and there's mold and mildew and fungus and all kinds of stuff down there that are causing some issues. And I'll try and get some contact information up there. So if you guys, what are you dropping on there?
Yeah.
We got some stuff going on. We've had a little bit of technical difficulty. I've got my iPad, which I'll admittedly say I've broken a couple times now on the screen, and I think it's just blacked out on us.
No, we're good now. We're good. We're
Is it showing?
We're going now. Yeah. Sorry, folks. It's just blame iPhone. Don't have this issues with Android.
That's right. So I'm just showing black on here, man.
Let's see. I think it was just. Should be back.
There we go. There we go. We're back.
We're back on here now. We got delayed just like all y'all. So basically, you're seeing this 30 seconds, 40 seconds after we actually speaking. So. Sometimes we don't answer questions quick enough, or these issues come up. We catch them
at
the same time you are, but they're still 15, 20 second delay after. So Barry just dropped
a link on there, so if you guys want to check and see if you've paid your property taxes, please check that. We want to make sure you get taken care of. We don't want somebody putting a lien on your property. There's interest penalties involved and stuff like that, and it can actually be auctioned over a certain amount of time. We can have Barry talk about that one day. Usually he comes in about every 4 to 6 months, and he gives us all the information we need. He tells us what's changing, when they're assessing taxes. I mean, he gives us a ton of information. All right, they can see us now. We also are going to start our entrepreneur meeting. Yes, sir. We're going to start our entrepreneur meeting back. We'll do it monthly. I've actually had a couple people that have said a few things that we may combine that with an investor group, and that way there's just more people that are helping to put it on, because at the end of the day it's tough to continue to do this kind of stuff when it's 1 or 2 people. So having a group of people helping, that definitely helps everybody. But it all comes down, we're talking about goal setting, we're talking about the rundown, it comes down to consistency. I mean, the consistent people, the people that do it day in and day out for months, years, decades, those are the ones that are successful. We've got several agents on here. That was entertaining. So we're getting.
It wasn't entertaining.
Catch
for
me outside.
We
We ain't going outside. It's raining. All right, you can go outside. No problem.
For sure.
But we can definitely get the entrepreneur group meeting going again, and we may be able to kind of bounce it back and forth. We've got a location in Hartselle now, and kind of feel out different speakers and things like that. I was actually talking to a guy the other day that's going to be coming back home in a couple, I think 6 months or so, and he's wanting to get involved in it. So we definitely need to do that, Chris. So I lost my place.
Yeah, entrepreneur meeting. Catch me outside. Yeah,
it's
goal
easy
setting,
to get distracted.
Goal setting.
So the goal setting is
adding
huge.
value, helping good people get to a better place. What else?
That's the tagline, right? So that's what I keep coming back to. Whenever I get lost, that's what I go back to. So one thing that we've done, I don't know if you guys have noticed. You're killing me, man. One thing that I've done that I don't know if you guys have noticed is we're doing the 30 for 30 again.
Yes.
Tell the folks what that's about.
Basically, we believe that another tagline, good enough is not good enough, that we talked about, and that's putting out more for more people about going out there and putting out more information so that people can see their listings, show that we're setting the pace at the beginning of the year. That's kind of our theme for the month, is setting the pace. We believe that if you set the pace off strong in January, kind of build that momentum up, that could take you through the end of it all. So definitely want to set the pace by starting off with 30 for 30. We did this in January of last year as well, and we also did it in July.
No, we did it in December of the year before that. That's what it was.
It was December?
It was December.
You're right, because I had Christmas music on.
That's right. That's right.
I do remember that. So yeah, we ended 2016 with it, so we're going to start 2017 with it. So now 2019, want to start off with that kind of momentum, kind of set the pace on it all. What are you laughing at?
Oh, Shane, I appreciate it, man. We'll get you a yellow shirt, a Weichert emblem on it too. I know you'll like that. So, I don't know about the hats, man. I mean, you got a certain style with the hats. I don't know if I can pull that off. So we got Melissa Griffin on here. We appreciate Alex Voss. Tim Kerber, Angel Whitaker, please share, please like. Please
and shout out to Crystal Owens for following suit and going in with the 30 for 30. That's awesome. I'm glad you're doing it.
Consistent and commitment.
do it your own way. I love your videos, by the way. They look great.
Yep, they do look good.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're setting goals, like I said, what I like to do is I like to start with a big goal and then break it down into smaller bite-sized chunks. That way, if you do have a bad day, the next day is another opportunity to go out, achieve what you need that day, win the day, and then start building momentum on that. And that's what I love. But the other side of that, and I was listening to Gary Vee talk about this the other day, he has the opposite approach. He says when you crush it that day, that means the next day you got to start over, and that's what he likes about it, because it's a continual struggle of improvement, getting better, but you can't pat yourself on the back and say, hey, I did great yesterday, because tomorrow's coming, and you got to do it over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I mean, once you do that daily, those small goals build up into a huge year. When you start losing track of those small things, that's when you start losing track of your whole business. And I'm sure Shane would attest to that. We've got Angel Whitaker on here. They've got a business that they're running down in Louisiana. So, I mean, everybody that does that on a daily basis knows it takes that consistency. And it takes thick skin, man. I mean, you've got to be able to push through when you don't feel good. You got to be able to keep a level head when things are going great. You got to see the future and see that they're not always going to be great. You got to plan for it. But that's why I love it, man. When you talk about the entrepreneur groups, the meetings, doing all that stuff, like-minded people talking about this and getting excited about creating something. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's what you've done. That's what Shane Quick's done. That's what I've done. Anybody that has built anything. You talk about Crystal. She's got a business of her own that she runs, a restaurant.
I still need to go eat there. I've been saying for a while I need to go over there and try it out.
Yeah.
Give it the okay on it. I'll make sure
the
it's
Louisiana
some authentic.
okay.
That's right.
I got you. But anybody who creates a business, I mean, you literally start from square one. You know that's the exciting part. A true entrepreneur is a person that loves that and searches for that. They're not always the best managers of the business, but they always want to create and pull it up. Pull up from their bootstraps. And really get going on stuff. So that's what I love about entrepreneurship. We got Jillian Madole on here, Brian Kuhn, added new tie to collection. That's right. I actually got this from Tom Carter as a Christmas gift, and I think it's pretty stunning, don't you? You like it, don't you?
A little bit.
We got Susan Black on here. Thank you so much for getting on here. Please like, please share, please comment. If you guys have a real estate specific question, we would love to answer it. If we can't answer it right now, we'll find somebody that can. We'll prepare for it. We'll make sure that.
Believe me, there's quite a few realtors on here who can answer those questions as well.
That's true. And we appreciate you guys supporting us in that. We were talking about this today. We live in such a great area, whether it's Coleman, Hartselle, North Alabama in general. There's so many good realtors out there. There's so many good people that really have your best interest at heart. And that's what I love about the community. So.
Yeah, Chris, hit Crystal up on that restaurant. She can tell you a little bit more about it. It's Cajun. She just cooks Cajun food and different things.
Yeah.
I see things every day on it, and it gets me hungry. It's not good for my diet.
Can she drop Can she tag it in the comment? What restaurant it is?
Yeah.
Go ahead. If you can, Chris.
Yeah. Just give a shout out to your restaurant.
That's right. Tina and Jimmy Hopper, thank you guys for getting on here. We were just talking about you. I just saw your son a little while ago. I think you guys drove by, but we're excited about the future for them too as well. Shane, Laura Elquick, and I have been in full goal setting mode for the last couple of weeks. I know. I've been seeing that all over Instagram too, man. I love what you guys are doing. And the cool thing, especially with Laura's posts, it seems like that she's consistently putting stuff out there, and people are engaging her, and she's really helping them build up their goal-setting ability, which is going to lead to huge 2019s for a lot of people. There you go, Crystal just dropped in there. We got Jeremy Kilpatrick on here. We got all the celebrities on here. We appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. Please share, please like, please comment. We're trying to help good people get to a better place. Today, somebody might listen from your share that needs help on goal setting. They may look up Shane or Laura. They read Think and Grow Rich. Yeah, I do need to read that one again. That's a long read. It is. I've listened to it and read it, and it's a long read, but it's a good read.
I've done it several times. I'm actually something I've listened to and I stopped and listened to again is 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. Never finished it.
Yeah.
So that's one that's on my list of.
I'll send it to you.
I got it. I just downloaded it.
Okay.
So yeah, that's actually. I'm finishing up the Go Giver. I'm almost done with it. I started this morning. So I'm gonna finish the Go Giver.
I'm
gonna finish the Go Giver, and then it's not. Then
I encourage anybody if you're looking for a quick read, something that's very impactful. The depth is there. It's layered, so you can get something different out of it every time. It is. The Go Giver. I've got it. Just text me or Facebook message me, and I'll send it to you on Audible. It's a great one. I've had great reviews from anybody I've sent it to. It focuses on the giving side of business and kind of gets you away from that cutthroat side where everybody thinks you have to cut somebody down, step on somebody, whereas there's so many people that are looking to help you, give you a hand up and help push you up too. There's plenty out there. And that goes back to the competition we were talking about, all of the realtors that are doing a great job for people out there. There's no way that I could handle all the business in Coleman. I can't do it. I continually improve. I try and build my team so that I can handle more, help solve more problems. But at the end of the day, there's more people than I can handle. There's great realtors out there that can help you too. So we definitely want to try and build on that. We got Kathy Owens Lawrence. Richard, our talk got me in success mode. Tried a few things today with great results. Great. I'm happy. That goes a long way for me. Thank you. I appreciate you mentioning that. If you don't know what she's talking about, we have one-on-ones in our company, White Coat Realtors and Space Place, where owners and career development team works with new agents, experienced agents, gives them ideas, kind of does a brainstorming session on how 2019 or the next year can be successful. And so that's something that if your company doesn't do right now, I encourage you to set up some sort of program to do that. It's valuable on both ends because I've learned just as much from new agents as they learn from me. It's a great mix, and it gives me energy on a daily basis, which I love. How you going to follow that one? You good?
I mean, that's kind of a closed-ended statement.
That's right. That's right.
Not much to follow on that.
That's right. So obviously, if you guys need help with goal setting, you can check out Shane Quick, Laura Quick's page on Instagram. I think she's got a lot of the stuff on Facebook, but she's most on Instagram. They can help you with that. You can always reach out to me. I'm very military oriented on my goals. I mean, I break it down into how many contacts you have to have daily in order to get X amount of closes, things like that. On the other side, how many people you have to contact to grow your business as a whole. And then I have several different aspects of it. But everybody has a different style as far as the goal setting goes. What works for me may not work for you and vice versa.
Well, I can write the book on what doesn't work.
Well, that's good. I think what did Edison say? He just found 99 ways that it didn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's just looking for one way that it does work, and that's what it takes. That consistency, that ability to bounce back. If something didn't work last year, last month, yesterday, figure out why it didn't work, make the adjustment, and you'll be successful. I mean, that's what it comes from, is putting in the work. Gary Vee talks about it all the time.
And it could be like me last year. One of my goals was...
Speaking of goals, I'm going to cut you off. Casey Pickett.
Casey Pickett.
There you go.
Casey Pickett. He made it. He was close at the very end, but he got it.
Yep. Casey Pickett set a goal. I don't know when he set that. Was it when you started working with him, or was it at the beginning of the year?
Oh, I think he said at the beginning of the year.
He set a goal for. Do you remember what the number was?
Yeah, 160.
160 cars.
I think he ended up with 164, if I'm not mistaken. Either 164, 162.
That's incredible.
Tell me, Casey, when
Casey,
you
chime in.
What's that number? We got to hear it because, and I know you set the bar a little higher this year too. I think you set a lot higher actually.
Yeah. What I'll tell you is Casey has consistently worked. Whether he actually worked with me on buying and selling a house, which can be a stressful process. We try and make it easy. He consistently worked on a daily basis to achieve his goals. He implemented some things that Dominic in social media suggested, and he hit his goals. But it wasn't a quarterly goal. It was a yearly goal, which takes day in and day out work to get there.
He set monthly goals too. He had it all broke down too. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's all. He must have been listening the last time we did this. Is that what it was? Casey, were you listening? We'll find out. Well, I'm closing up, man. I've hit pretty well everything I thought. If you guys have any questions,
162 and a half. Okay,
nice.
Awesome.
Well, good job, Casey. I'm proud of you, man. Keep pushing. And Casey will say the same thing. He's out there hustling, trying to sell cars. You can do it too. If you're a car salesman, you should watch his Facebook page and learn from him. I mean, he's the kind of guy that wants to share. He wants to help. Because that's what it's helping good people get to a better place. Absolutely. On a daily basis. Most of the people that are in my sphere, my circle, think that same way, or even a step higher. And that's why I want to be around those folks. If you guys are looking to buy or sell a home, you can always give me a call, 256-708-1511. We're always trying to help good people get to a better place. Have a great night. We can all agree that being a secret agent would be pretty cool. They're always sneaking around, making sure nobody knows who they are, what they're doing. Whenever they go somewhere, they make sure they don't leave a trace that can't be found. But the question is, would you want a secret agent selling your house? I'm Richard Neese, and if you're looking for a secret agent, I'm not a secret agent. I make sure to push out your home so you can get maximum exposure, so you can sell your house for more money, faster, because that's what we do. On a daily basis, we use traditional marketing, an open house system, social media advertising, tons and tons of things so we can make sure that everybody sees your house so we can get it sold and we can get you to a better place.